geeks, Chris here, and in this video I'm looking at 3 different Star Trek figures from Nacelle. They've just been released. I'm very excited. So we've got Sulu here, let's start with him, and 2 more surprise figures. So these 3 figures are from Wave 1 of the Star Trek line of action figures from Nacelle. So Nacelle are a company that have been around for about 10 years, and the founder CEO is Brian Valkris. If you've seen here the Toys That Made Us documentaries, you would have seen him. He's a very passionate guy. He's kind of like Brian Flynn from Super 7, and that he loves toys and pop culture and kind of makes the figures that he wants to make, which is awesome. And Brian Valkris started in kind of media production, and then the last few years they've been moving into action figures like RoboForce. They're doing Biker Mice from Mars and Star Trek, which is awesome. So there's 8 figures in Wave 1, which we can see here, and these are highly detailed and cool accessories and stuff. So yes, Wave 1. Wave 2 has been announced. I've got a few of those on pre-order, so we're looking at 3 of the figures from Wave 1 here. Peter Preston, an obscure character from Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan. I'm a big Star Trek, the original series guy, especially the movies. We've got Valkris from Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. And we've got Captain Sulu from Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. So yes, these are all Star Trek movie figures, but I've been sitting on these for a couple of weeks. Very excited to open them up. I got these, I think, from Big Bad Toy Store, but they are also available now at Pop Culture online here in Australia, which is fantastic. Can't wait to open these up. Let's go. Here is Captain Hikaru Sulu, played by George Takei, and obviously he was one of the original characters and actors from the 60s show that continued all the way until and he's still with us today. But yes, in Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, which was the last film with all the original cast, he was a captain of his own ship, which is awesome. So he comes with a fist and a kind of relaxed hand, and he comes with a whole bunch more. In fact, I think 8 hands. They come with a ton of accessories in the package, which is absolutely awesome. So yes, various fists and holding hands, gripping hands, phases, that kind of stuff. But one of the hands is awesome. It's actually because if you remember Star Trek 6, one of my favourite films, he at the start of that scene he's holding a teacup, and yes, and I love just how the detail of that. It's got the little Enterprise logo and stuff on, or the Federation logo, which is absolutely awesome. He also comes with a couple of different tricorders, so these are communicators, so the one from the original 60s show, plus the one that they used in the movies. Not articulated or anything, so like they don't pivot or hinge, but pretty good detail. Yeah, nice touch. And the same with the phasers, a 60s one and a more modernized one from the movies, which is fabulous. And lastly, the thing that he comes with is his suit jacket kind of flaps, so that we'll have a look at that shortly, but that basically you can take a piece off, and he has this more relaxed style which just clips into his jacket. So a bunch of cool accessories. And here is the figure himself with a pretty good likeness of George Takei. Obviously got the badge and the modern uniforms that we know from the movies, with the black trousers with the red stripe, black belt, and the white cuffs and all that kind of stuff. Some articulation in the waist, not a heap, but very fluid joints, double jointed, pinless as well, which you can see, and the boots obviously move as well, which is great. So yeah, pretty good articulation, and yes, as I said, lovely authentication. It looks very authentic to the movies, and yes, double jointed wrists, elbows, and yes, pretty awesome. Obviously there's nothing on the torso or whatever, but it doesn't really need that. I mean, these are all Star Trek figures, they don't need Spider-Man dynamic posing, and yes, obviously head articulation there as well. But yeah, very impressive, and these joints are oh so fluid. They're as fluid as butter. I'm very impressed with just the way they handle, the way they move, they stand, no problem at all. They don't come with any figure stands, but they do have peg holes in their feet if required. But yeah, let's throw some accessories on him and see what he looks like with those. He does come with 2 kind of tea holding hands with the fingers extended around the teacup. Yes, but I haven't tried putting it in the other one because I don't want to break it. But it looks like it's nestled in there on his right hand pretty nicely, so that's where it will stay. But just in case you want to maybe your Sulu is left-handed. Maybe it's the mirror universe and you want to use drink tea from the other hand. You can do that, but I'm just going to keep it on that one for now. It's the same with the communicators, so the old one and the newer one from the movies. Again, pretty good paint applications and pretty good detail with some buttons painted and that kind of thing, which is great. And the hands hold them no problem at all. The hands do have a bit of flexibility, so they're pretty pliable, so they can open pretty cool. So yes, but again, these are quite thin, and so just do be careful. You could be like a cowboy and dual wield a couple of 6-shooters or a couple of phasers. As I said, the original series, I'm pretty sure, and the black one that they use from the films. Mostly one colour, but done with some nice detailing, even with the buttons painted on and that kind of stuff. And he's got 2 trigger fingers, so he can hold them no problem at all. I've always been a big fan of the movie uniforms, and they've got some great detail here. As I said, all these little details are fabulous, even the kind of puffy parts, and the white shirt showing out from the sleeves, which is cool. So all of the nice little details, which they didn't have to do, including all the details on the shoulder part there as well. But yes, one of the cool accessories the Sulu comes with, you can basically, if I can do it correctly, I think you can, there we go, pop off this little chest piece and put in the more relaxed piece, and that kind of just clips in there, just under that as well, which is nice. And look, yeah, it's seamless. It really kind of works well with the center line running down there as well. So yes, he can kind of, have some tea and kind of getting ready to put on his pajamas. He could just start taking his jacket off. So yeah, a couple of different looks, which is absolutely great. So yes, he's got phasers, he's got the communicators, he's got tea, and yes, he's got something to give him a different look with the little chest piece here. So absolutely fabulous. They've gone into a lot of attention for detail. So very happy to have this Star Trek Sulu figure from Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. One thing I just noticed, which is a very happy surprise, I noticed on the side of the box the teacup and the saucer are actually removed from one another. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's an error, but no, you can actually remove them, as you can see here. So there's a peg in the bottom of the saucer and a hole on the bottom of the teacup. So that's pretty awesome. Nacelle, attention to detail, they've done fabulous. I'm very excited to have more Star Trek figures on the way. So there we go, Captain Sulu. This is Peter Preston from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I said in the intro that Nacelle like to put the spotlight on obscure characters. This is certainly one of them. So Peter Preston appeared in The Wrath of Khan, one of the best Star Trek films. You can read what happened to him there, but basically, yes, he's the nephew of Scotty, the engineer, and he died in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. So he's barely on screen in the movie, but he comes with a ton of accessories as well. Let's open him up. Peter Preston comes with a couple of extra hands as well, a couple of extra pairs rather, the lovely white gloves with the silver and red on them, so relaxed and holding hands. And he comes with a couple of tools as well, which we don't necessarily see him use in the movie, but I'm sure they're there. All kind of engineering, reading instruments, and yeah, I just like the way that they're lovely and painted as well. The green stickers being a bit misplaced there, but that's okay. And just like Sulu as well, he's got the tricorder with some lovely silver as well, and a phaser, and he comes with a little breathing mask as well. Just goes over and plugs in, I assume. And as the back of the package suggests, also as Scotty brings out his body, a charred head as well, which is pretty gruesome, but accurate to what happens in the movie. So there we go, lovely parting, lovely facial features. Not one of the most famous characters, as I said, in Star Trek lore, but a very important one as well, just to kind of show the devastation that Khan acts upon the crew of the Enterprise. So we've got the lovely white space boots, similar articulation, and again, attention to detail. I just love the movie suits. Yeah, very cool indeed. So it certainly looks like a padded spacesuit with all the heavier boots, the heavier gloves, and that kind of stuff. and nice and clean with the whites and the reds. And yeah, he's looking very good. Again, just all the attention to detail, all the little bits are painted and stuff. Yes, and the joints are just so fluid, easy to move, easy to pose. They have done a great job with these figures, especially with more obscure characters that probably never would have got their time in the sun otherwise. So yes, Peter Preston. Another obscure character, this is from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, the female Klingon Valkris. She's not in it for very long, but this is a huge box. As you can see, it's the biggest box of Wave 1, and it's the same price as the other figures we just looked at, which is absolutely amazing. Again, you can see the bio of her on the back. I'm glad that they've included that with this obscure character, but she's certainly recognisable. Lovely product art on the sides, and we can see the stuff that she comes with. Yeah, it's just awesome. So well done, Nacelle, again, for bringing these obscure characters to life. Just like Peter Preston and Hikaru Sulu, the Klingon warrior woman Valkris here comes with some hands as well. So she's got 3 extra pairs of hands, so fists, gripping hands, and kind of phaser firing hands, which is cool. She comes with her cool Klingon phaser, which is done in a nice kind of black and gold, with a bit of red on the back there as well, which is nice. So yeah, nice bit of colour to it. So I mean, it's a bit easier to see on camera because it's bigger than the Enterprise phasers. She also comes with, I think this might be, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I think this is like one of the things that she puts in the Genesis device, or maybe her recorder. I know she does something with that in the movie. And this is a cool Batleth, the Klingon weapon. You're probably familiar with seeing War from Star Trek Next Generation, and the Klingons use this. So some nice black wraps and some grey paint, which is awesome. And then the big thing she comes with are some huge devices. I can't believe they fit all this in the box for the same price. Absolutely unbelievable. Nacelle, I love you. So this is the kind of console and stuff that she uses. This is just cheap plastic. Well, not cheap, but hollow. None of these things, well, not this thing doesn't move, but this button just goes in and out, just doesn't kind of hold its shape, but that's okay. And there's a little dial here, and that can turn as well. So yeah, it's nice that it's got a bit of, articulation to it, which is cool. And obviously it's got a bit of a readout and some sci-fi numbers and stuff, but it's pretty simple. I did think maybe the little black thing that she comes with fits in there, but no. But there we go. So I think that's I can't remember, I'll have to watch the movie again. And then this is the device, this is the kind of carrier that the Genesis goes in. I'm going by my memory here, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And this is the cool Genesis device, which plays a pivotal scene throughout the film. And I just like the way that they've done this. We've got some kind of purple, pinks, and some blues. Wonderful sci-fi device. Looks like a kind of a missile meant to recreate life on any planet, which is awesome. And yes, that just fits in here. And there are some little clips that it does hook into, but there's no bottom, so be careful. But I mean, it's just awesome that they've included that, and obviously it makes a wonderful bit of a backdrop or a diorama, and yes, some wonderful detail on all that stuff. So they have really gone all out with all of these figures, so I can't wait to see what Wave 2 looks like. So well done, Nacelle. Now let's look at Valkris herself. One other thing that Valkris comes with, I forgot to show this because it was on her head. This is, I believe, this is her communicator that she talks to Christopher Lloyd, who plays the Klingon captain in Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. So yes, I think that's what that is. So pretty cool. It's nice kind of green rope and a nice bit of weathering and texture on that as well. And here is Valkris herself. Now, I'm having a bit of difficulty standing her up, not only because she's a female figure, so her limbs are a bit thinner, but also she's got high heels, so I might have to throw a stand on her. Thankfully, she's got some holes on both of her feet. But yes, you can see here, lovely silver, and yes, rather ample, shall we say, with certain assets, but that's what she looked like in the movie. Just a wonderful headdress. and yeah, details to the raised eyebrows, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this is a bit of a traffic cone of sorts. It's not it's not soft goods, but it's a pliable plastic, a kind of cape robe there, and it kind of gets out of the way. And as I said, she's got the kind of silver grey with the creases on and all that kind of stuff, and different texture on her skirt and her arms. So yeah, pretty detailed. I mean, look at that hair and all that kind of stuff. Wonderful face paint, necklace, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, they're done pretty well. Again, the same articulation that we've already looked at. Actually, no, just single joints, because the limbs are a bit thinner. But yeah, pretty cool. Lovely purple belt there, kind of around her waist as well. So yes, a very screen accurate, one would assume. Here is Valkris compared to Peter and Sulu. So these are 1/10 scale, or advertised as 1/10 scale, but really they'll fit in pretty seamlessly with your Marvel Legends or McFarlane Toys, DC Multiverse, etc. figures. So they're meant to represent the actual height of the actors or characters. So Peter Preston is a bit shorter, Sulu's pretty tall, and Valkris is slightly taller. Being a Klingon, they're a bit more imposing, I guess. But as I said, I'll have to whack her on a stand. Here is Valkris on a stand, surrounded by all the stuff that we've looked at previously, including the kind of command console, which has a couple of buttons that you can move. As I said, no moving parts on the actual Genesis device, but it certainly looks pretty. And I love that they've even painted the fingernails, I've noticed, and given her rings as I place the batleth on her hands. You can kind of see the fingernails painted as well there, which is absolutely cool. So yeah, I love the attention to detail, and just how they've really made it very accurate to what is in the movies. So a whole bunch of stuff with Valkris here, and I know Captain Kirk from the Generations film, he actually comes with a horse, so she's not going to be the only character that comes with a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, Wave 2 is available for pre-order from Nacelle now as well. So a couple of good guys and one Klingon. I imagine Star Trek fans being very happy with the assortment of Wave 1, so of the 8 figures, and some pretty heavy hitters and some obscure characters. I know Wave 2 includes figures from, as I said, Generations, but also the short-lived Star Trek, the animated series. So very cool that they're going deep into this line, hopefully, at least in the first 2 waves, and hopefully there's many more to come. So very happy with all the accessories they come with, and all the accurate actor likenesses and all that kind of stuff. So well done, Nacelle. So there we go, Peter, Valkris and Sulu. A couple more figures, or 3 more figures for my Star Trek shelf. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Do you love Star Trek, the original series and the films, just as much as I do, or are you hanging out for Nacelle to make more obscure characters, or a favourite character in mind that you hope they make? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye, geeks.